into auto insurance.
Recognized by the Associated Press as Oregon's best newscast. News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
Restoring luster to the Olympic rings tarnished by a bribery scandal. Now comes the approval of sweeping reforms. The last of the firemen who fell in Worcester is brought out from the rubble.
They're all my brothers, and I didn't realize how much they were my brothers until this week.
Words of hope from the Middle East about the prospect for peace between Israel and Syria.
We are serious about making peace with Israel.
And the crucial week ahead, salvaging clues to the Egypt air crash from the bottom of the sea.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News, reported by John Siegenthaler.
Good evening, everyone. The International Olympic Committee, haunted by the worst scandal in its history, today took steps to rebuild its image and prevent future misconduct. 1 year ago, the committee was forced to reveal bribery allegations, and today the IOC made some changes in the way it does business around the world. We have two reports tonight, beginning with NBC's Ron Allen.
The members of the IOC gave up perhaps their biggest privilege, the opportunity to visit cities bidding for the games and anxious to pamper them with lavish hospitality. In Salt Lake City, those perks were exposed as bribery and corruption that plunged the Olympic movement into its worst scandal ever.
The problem we face in Salt Lake was mainly due to the visits. For this reason, I am very pleased and very happy that these visits had been cancelled.
Samaranch pushed through 50 sweeping reforms at an unprecedented weekend meeting, trying to restore the Olympics' golden image and bring accountability to a secretive organization that's become a multi-million-dollar sports and marketing enterprise. Committee members will no longer have jobs for life. The president no longer can hand-pick them. The president's term will be limited too. And for the first time, athletes will have seats on the committee. Some were sworn in today. Several high-powered non-athletes recommended many of the changes.
We have, in this reform effort, done our utmost to make the IOC as transparent as possible.
And still facing intense scrutiny, Samaranch has been called to testify before a congressional committee this week, still investigating the Salt Lake scandal. The FBI has questions as well.
I am ready to answer all kind of questions.
Armed with the new reforms, the Olympic boss hopes to find a few more fans in Washington and finally end a dreadful season of scandal. Ron Allen, NBC News.
This is Stan Bernard. A year ago, Salt Lake City, the host city for the 2002 Winter Olympics, became known as a source of bribery and corruption of members of the International Olympic Committee. Millions of dollars were involved. Later, Atlanta officials admitted major payoffs of cash, gifts, and even scholarships to IOC members to ensure their city hosted the '96 Summer Games. With the disclosures, 10 IOC members were expelled or forced to resign, and there was a cry for reform. George Mitchell, the former majority leader of the U.S. Senate, was the architect of the reform plan to end what some called the culture of corruption within the IOC. He thinks the IOC adopted some of his recommendations, but not enough.
A very good job on financial accountability and transparency and on the site selection process. Far less than that with respect to the structure of the IOC and the method of selection of members.
So what you're saying is it's still a closed club?
Well, they're still choosing their own members, and that's not the most healthy situation as far as we could see.
Some critics say the adopted reforms are designed to fix the image of the organization, but nothing to fix the IOC systems which permitted the corruption. Stan Bernard, NBC News, New York.
The body of the sixth and last firefighter killed in that Worcester, Massachusetts blaze 9 days ago was pulled from the rubble last night. It took a round-the-clock effort this entire week, but recovering the bodies fulfills a commitment that fellow firefighters made to the victims' families.
It's been a crazy and hectic and overwhelming 8 days.
It was a tug and pull. It was tough in that aspect of it. Many sleepless days.
And somehow there was a feeling of happiness and relief. that didn't make sense at the beginning that it could ever be there when you're recovering firefighters from a burnt building.
This fire will remain in the minds of the fire community of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts forever. It is embroidered in our minds as we go forward.
Worcester, Massachusetts, moving through the grieving process. The building is being demolished. When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment, Washington prepares to host Middle East peace talks. Americans on alert overseas after warnings issued by the State Department. And later, the cheating scandal in America's schools.
Where are you? The meeting started.
The world doesn't stop for the flu, but you do. Did you know there's something you can do for the coughing, fever, chills, the body aches that can make you miserable for weeks? Your doctor could prescribe a pill that attacks the flu virus itself, not just the symptoms. As soon as flu symptoms start, call your doctor for information about prescription pills with the power to beat the flu faster, so you can feel better faster.
Every year, LensCrafters runs Gift of Sight missions to bring sight to needy people around the world.
We change lives with these glasses.
And the more we collect, the more people we can help.
Please bring us your used glasses today.
The old neighborhood. And Vinny's? Shh, coming. I made your old favorite pepperoni. Can't eat that now. This can't be Charlie. I didn't take my Pepsi. I gotta wait. Then we all wait. Oh.
Take my Tagamet. You could eat now. When it's too late for Pepsid, it's not too late for Tagamet. You can take Tagamet right when you're going to eat and still prevent heartburn. With Tagamet, you can eat like a kid again.
A momentous week ahead in the Middle East. Face-to-face talks between Israel and Syria, hosted by Washington. The goal is a full-scale peace treaty. As NBC's Tom Aspel reports, it all starts with one small piece of land.
It's just 30 square miles, littered with debris from titanic battles between Israel and Syria. The Golan Heights, Israel's key early warning system against surprise attack from its most implacable foe. But now, with American prodding, Israel might return the Golan Heights to Syria in exchange for a peace treaty, a prospect already prompting upbeat comments.
We think that we can achieve genuine results within a short time.
I hope it won't take too long, and I hope it will be concluded within the frame of the year 2000.
If Israel hands back the Golan Heights, it'll have to resettle 17,000 Jews somewhere else. Few, if any, are prepared to live under Syrian control. Some have been here 3 decades, taming the Golan Heights to supply 30% of Israel's water and some of its best agricultural produce.
It smells like Israel, it looks like Israel, it is Israel. And we are here to stay.
This weekend, settlers began a campaign to sabotage the government's plan to give up the land, even inaugurating a brand new housing project to attract more settlers. But for the Israeli government, the stakes are much higher than 30 square miles of territory. Peace with Syria could be the key to other doors, like withdrawal from southern Lebanon, controlled by Syria, where Israel has lost more than 300 soldiers fighting Syrian-backed guerrillas. And there's even more, says the man who led Israel's first talks with Syria 4 years ago.
The full significance of the renewal of negotiations with Syria is a return to the full-fledged peace process with the prospect of a real normalization of Israel's existence in the region.
From the Golan Heights to peace with Syria, and then to a wider Middle East peace. It's Israel's dream. Tom Aspel, NBC News on the Golan Heights.
Now to concerns about Americans being targeted by terrorists. The State Department has issued what it calls a worldwide caution, urging Americans living or traveling abroad to be extra careful for the next few weeks. Here's NBC's John Palmer.
Anybody want orange juice before I...
A group of students from Wake Forest University finished packing and left today on a 2-week trip to India, more cautious because of the State Department announcement.
We were apprehensive to begin with, both for his own safety and of the group as well.
Everybody gets cold feet, you know, so, I mean, we'll get through it.
In Washington, Secretary of State Madeleine Albright warned today that the terrorist threats which prompted the warning are very real.
We believe that it's important for Americans to be very vigilant when they're abroad and to get in touch with the American embassies and consulates there, and also to try to avoid large crowds.
Osama bin Laden, a wealthy Saudi exile believed to be operating out of Afghanistan along with his followers, has been singled out for special concern. Bin Laden is accused of masterminding the bombings of U.S. embassies in East Africa last year.
He is well known for the threats that he's made for against the United States.
In Jerusalem today, no signs of extra security, but thousands of American tourists are expected there for millennium celebrations. Intelligence officials are also concerned about Rome, another city where large groups of Americans are expected between now and early January. And Americans visiting Egypt today were keenly aware of the State Department's words of caution.
We'll be more cautious, and we'll just have to keep our eyes and mind open to what's going on around us.
White House officials emphasize the warning doesn't mean Americans shouldn't travel overseas. As one official put it, this is a caution sign, not a stop sign. John Palmer, NBC News at the White House.
A tanker broke in half and sank during a violent storm at sea, spilling oil into the waters off Brittany in northwest France. All 26 crew members were rescued, some picked up by a helicopter. The ship broke apart in waves more than 20 feet high. In the waters off the coast of Massachusetts, the search is about to resume for crucial evidence that may be buried in the wreckage of Egypt Air Flight 990. 217 died in that crash. An update from NBC's Robert Hager.
The stalled Egypt Air investigation enters a new phase tomorrow. This big ship, named the Smith Pioneer, heads to sea for an intense one-week effort to bring up all the wreckage and human remains it can find 270 feet down on the bottom of the Atlantic. This after a new announcement that exhaustive analysis of the cockpit voice recorder of all the background noises it picked up reveals no signs of any mechanical problem that could explain this accident, and no signs of any explosion either. Former NTSB Chairman James Burnett.
The absence of any other scenario being indicated by the cockpit voice recorder, of course, reinforces the scenario that it could have been a pilot intentionally trying to ditch the airplane, crash the airplane.
But Burnett and others add that's not a sure thing either yet.
And with the translation of voices in the cockpit now complete and transcribed onto paper, those who've read it say, in spite of a religious phrase uttered repeatedly by backup co-pilot Gamil El-Batouti, and in spite of someone else's frantic voice urging over and over, pull up, in spite of all that, even this conversation is inconclusive.
Meaning what U.S. investigators are really relying on is hard data, showing the plane's wild dive, much steeper than an emergency dive, comes after controls are set to cause it. And later data showing the co-pilot could be trying to continue the dive while someone else is trying to pull up. Circumstantial evidence only. One reason why investigators have agreed to the difficult and expensive task of the search at sea. For instance, if the cockpit could be located, it might be possible to tell how controls were set or who was sitting where. Vital additional facts that could be down there and could shed light on this puzzling and deadly crash. Robert Hager, NBC News, Washington.
Now to the shooting last April at Columbine High School in Colorado. In this week's issue, Time magazine reveals the contents of 5 secret videotapes made by the young killers, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, before the shooting. According to Time, the two said they were filled with rage and there was nothing their parents could have done to stop them. They also hoped someone would make a movie of their story. The 2 teens killed 12 students and 1 teacher before killing themselves. When NBC Nightly News continues, schools touched by cheating scandals.
So what will happen to all this now that you're going virtual?
We're not going virtual.
I read you're getting into internet trading, online cash management.
Well, we are, yes.
The end of an era.
Not at all. Online trading and the rest of it are simply new tools we're making available.
You don't have to sugarcoat it for me, but I must tell you, I'm going to miss our little chats.
Nelson, I'm not going away. The office isn't going away.
The coffee? The ticker?
Not going away.
What about the little bull?
Not going away.
Good.
Just back.
Hershey's pot of gold? What are you, crazy? We hardly know them.
Bill? Hi.
Hi.
Hershey's pot of gold. It's that good.
In this life, there's just no stopping. No break for a hacking cough. No rest for a raw, sore throat. Aches, fever. But when you're desperate for relief, there is TheraFlu. Fast, powerful, hot liquid therapy. With the first sip of that soothing hot liquid, you feel relief is on the way. Soon your throat is soothed, your cough calmed. Maximum strength TheraFlu. Now in new honey lemon chest congestion and cough. Instant comfort, powerful relief.
I am the scum buster. I make scum and mildew problems disappear. I make grease and dirt problems go away. If you got a messy situation, believe me, no one's gotta know. I'm the scum buster. I am built by Black & Decker.
You know what I like about working at Office Depot during the holidays? Customers like Greg McCormick. He's so nice. His company makes peppermint candy canes, and he loves giving them out to just about everyone while he does his holiday shopping. He also loves saving money on everything he buys. Lucky for us, though, the holidays come only once a year. That's nice. All that candy gets to be pretty tempting.
Shop Office Depot, online or in our store.
Thanks for shopping Office Depot.
Here, have a candy cane.
Bye.
Bye.
This week on Today, the century through the eyes of men and women who lived all 100 years.
I voted the first time that women could vote.
This week on Today.
In focus this evening, miseducation in America. Teachers and administrators cheating to help students get higher scores on standardized tests. It's reaching epidemic proportions because so much is riding on good results. NBC's Soledad O'Brien reports.
New York City's public schools. Over 1 million students, the largest system in the country. Now the latest to be scandalized. An investigation uncovered evidence that dozens of teachers and 2 principals helped students cheat on standardized tests over a 5-year period, correcting wrong answers, providing cheat sheets, even providing information for essay questions on the test paper itself.
Their purpose was simply to improve their own reputations and further their own careers by creating the illusion that they were doing a good job.
I think we're going to see more of this as the pressure mounts on tests.
The New York City Teachers Union disputes the accusations and has announced plans for an investigation of the investigation. Accusations of misconduct have been made in districts all over the country. In this wealthy Connecticut school district, for example, a place with a long history of excellence, the award-winning principal at the elementary school denied cheating. He later resigned under pressure. In Texas, the Austin Independent School District was indicted, accused of tampering with student records. The school board avoided trial by ordering reforms. Many educators say increased cheating is tied to the increased importance of test scores and the stress now being placed on making teachers accountable for a student's success or failure. As part of education reform, states are setting common academic standards for schools. 47, all but Iowa, Montana, and North Dakota, are committed to using standardized tests to measure achievement. That means competition between schools and school districts is fierce. Reputations can be enhanced or blemished because of test scores. Teachers and principals rewarded or blamed. Education advocate Karen Hartke opposes the heavy emphasis on test scores.
You have, well, this district had these scores up, how come we're not getting those up? And you get parents speaking to, looking at test scores, and you even have real estate agents selling houses based on their district's test scores. And so with this incredible focus, teachers are making these decisions that, that on test day, they're going to take these kinds of actions to try to raise their scores.
Add to that concern that even where there is no cheating, the quality of education may be harmed by an overemphasis on preparing students for these tests. Pure learning can lose out to the teacher's need to teach the test answers. Dr. Jean Hauk is Dean of Education at Cal State Long Beach.
We do have to figure out how to monitor it and make sure it doesn't happen. Make sure that teachers aren't shortchanging the kids.
Investigators here in New York say more than 1,000 students were cheated in this current cheating scandal, getting scores they didn't deserve instead of the help they actually needed. Soledad O'Brien, NBC News, New York.
When we continue, what's at stake in tomorrow's political debate in Iowa?
Who would you like to call?
Frank?
The Samsung digital wireless phone featuring internet access and voice-activated dialing. Flip the phone, shout the name, and Samsung dials the number. Samsung Digital. Everyone's invited.
All right, kid. Here we go. What do you got? What do you got? Yeah. All right, come on.
What would you do if someone you loved had a heart attack? Did you know it's now been proven that the same Bayer aspirin you have in your bag for muscle aches may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack?
Downtown. Lucky shot.
Can your pain reliever do that? Talk to your doctor now.
Next time I'll go easier on you.
Bayer, powerful pain relief and so much more.
The GMC Convoy 2000 is here. Trucks with capabilities that will change the way you look at the road. Professional-grade pickups, SUVs, and family vans. Designed better than they need to be. Like the 2000 GMC Sierra Extended Cab with the most powerful standard V8 in its class.
Get up to $1,587 average finance savings with 3.9% APR on select 2000 Sierra models.
GMC. Do one thing, do it well.
Monday, when the kids are gone and adults get to play, why are so many doing this for vacation? What these people know about getting away, you don't. NBC Nightly News, Monday.
Be part of the magic of New Year's Eve in downtown Portland.
It's a special place where dreams come true, where snowflakes and flowers dance, where gumdrops and dolls jump to life, in a land of sleigh rides and sugar plum fairies, where old world holiday parties stir with magic. It's the spinning of a wonderful and wonder-filled tale, all at Oregon Ballet Theater's Nutcracker, December 8th through 26th at Portland Civic Auditorium. For tickets, call Ticketmaster or 2 Ballet. KeyBank presents the Nutcracker, sponsored by Starbucks.
To presidential politics now, and the last scheduled debate this year among the 6 Republican candidates. It happens in Iowa. NBC's David Bloom reports on the mood of the voters there.
If you want to make sense of tomorrow night's debate, Roy Aaron's farm in north central Iowa is a good place to start. He's a third-generation corn and soybean farmer. His wife, Jeannie, a school teacher. They're civic-minded, almost always vote, but this year, in no hurry to decide.
I don't know who I would vote for today. It'd probably be George Bush or Steve Forbes. Isn't it, Steve?
The laughs come easier now. These are prosperous times in America's heartland. Farm income up, Iowa's economy strong, unemployment here, a record low 2.2%. So Jeannie Ahrens is looking for leadership.
Right now, America needs a hero. We need somebody to look up to. Our young people need somebody to pattern themselves after. We need a hero.
Pleasure to see all these guys are veterans.
Former prisoner of war John McCain would like to be that person, but the Arizona senator is focused on the New Hampshire primary and is not competing here. In a poll out this weekend, Texas Governor George W. Bush holds a commanding lead over publisher Steve Forbes in Iowa, with McCain a distant third. Still, as the Des Moines Civic Center is ready for tomorrow night's debates, it appears many Iowans are not firmly committed to any candidate.
With the background of the tumultuous last 8 years with bitter partisanship and impeachment and considerations like that, people, I think, are taking their time because they don't want to be sold a bill of goods by anybody.
And that presents an opportunity for Steve Forbes, well organized here, campaigning door-to-door this weekend.
Hope you can support me on January 24th. I need your help.
I'll think seriously about it.
Fantastic.
Steve Forbes has very little going for him in New Hampshire, and so he's got to have a strong win in Iowa to hopefully leverage that into boosting his numbers in New Hampshire. But for Forbes, Iowa's everything.
But like so many other Iowans, the Ahrens are biding their time. There's work to be done, and the politicians can wait. David Bloom, NBC News, Des Moines.
Now, tomorrow night's Republican presidential debate will be broadcast live on MSNBC on cable beginning at 8 Eastern Time. Tom Brokaw is the moderator. MSNBC.com will offer special coverage as well. when NBC Nightly News continues in a moment. Y2K fears and a case of PD blues.
Okay, you're serious. You're quitting smoking and you're taking your best shot. So you should know what Nicoderm CQ has that the store brand patch doesn't. CQ gives you 3 steps to gradually reduce your dose. Store brands don't. CQ lets both heavy and light smokers step down. Store brands don't. And only CQ has the method preferred by doctors. Nicoderm CQ, the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
Now our first denture cleanser keeps dentures feeling clean all day. New Fixodent with ProGuard, a breakthrough tablet and bath system. First, place your dentures into the bath and release the power of ProGuard to get them 4 times cleaner. Then you lift the inner basket to help seal in the clean with the ProGuard barrier, protecting against plaque and odor-causing bacteria from morning till night. Fixodent with ProGuard. Start cleaner, stay cleaner.
Every year, LensCrafters runs Gift of Sight missions to bring sight to needy people around the world.
We change lives with these glasses.
And the more we collect, the more people we can help.
Please bring us your used glasses today.
With the all-in-one, internet-ready Gateway Astro PC, you can be up and running in less than 1 donut. Call now and with a 3-year CompuServe commitment, get the Gateway Astro PC for $399 after $400 rebate.
An all-new Dateline Sunday. A small plane crashes high in the snow-covered mountains.
Next thing you know, everything was kind of a blur.
A father and his 3-year-old son are trapped miles from help, surrounded by deadly terrain.
I knew that it was really serious.
The remarkable tale of how they lived, a survivor story. An all-new Dateline tonight, 7, 6 Central.
Start the millennium with NBC News.
The issues, the candidates, the stakes. Join moderator Tom Brokaw for the Republican debate, Monday on MSNBC.
Finally tonight, 19 days and counting until Y2K, and while potential computer glitches appear to be under control, not everyone is confident. NBC's Suzanne Malveaux explains.
Y2K prepared or Y2K panicked?
911, where do you need assistance?
Experts predict no major problems in critical areas. Airlines, banks, utilities, defense.
Okay, what kind of car is that?
4,300 911 emergency dispatch systems nationwide. Almost all now Y2K ready, including the one that handles calls in Villa Park, Illinois, a quiet Chicago suburb home to 23,000. But this town is now in the national spotlight because of its Y2K policy. The police chief is forbidding the department's 32 officers from taking any extra days off during the 2 weeks covering Christmas and New Year's. He says he wants officers available for potential problems related to Y2K. Now, 3 officers are suing to spend Christmas with their families.
It's 7 days prior to New Year's Eve. What is the problem?
The chief says it's not a Y2K computer glitch that he's worried about, but Y2K panic at banks or grocery stores or gasoline stations. The fear these normally quiet streets could erupt. Attorney
NBA by getting your tickets today. The best is yet to come. Call 224-4400 for individual game tickets.